sent around. I don't know if you noticed it. It's not on a flat pinhole. In the middle of the night, there's a picture of, you know how they put drain pipe on the top of fencing at the baseball diamond so the kids don't get hurt when they hit a home run. If you look at that picture, the very, very, very left side of the image is tack sharp. So that's within a foot of the lens. And it goes out of focus. So I got home and I'm looking at that and I'm like, oh, I really want to be sharp, like 18 feet out, 12 feet out, somewhere in there. So I think, all right, well, if we're close focus, the lens is too close. So, in film world, we would just put a recessed lens board on. So after the kids went to sleep, I drilled out a lens board, dropped a black film can in there, and then just used a ton of super glue and epoxy. I had a Nikon pin that Greg had left me with, and I'm all Canon, so I sacrificed the Nikon one. And it works. The lens is a little bit wider. Before I felt like it was about 53 millimeters, 54 millimeters on the flat board. And I haven't done a comparison, but I feel like we're like 45 millimeters now. It's a little bit wider, a little bit sharper, and I'm getting a little more of the vignette that really feels to me different. If we go for the softer look and the blooming highlights, I feel that vignette really adds to the aesthetic.
I see that you said that. You can zoom back.
Mm-hmm.
Have you done anything with extension tubes?
You could, but that's only going to give you more. It's going to decrease your field of view, the equivalent of putting on a telephoto lens, and so it's going to give me less of that look I'm going for. I want to be a little bit sharper in the middle. I want it to be a little more pulled on the edges, but not enough that it feels like a lens baby. I just want that. I want to get as close to this field. To me, this is perfect. 4x5, a 2.5-inch body with Type 55. But Type 55, all of a sudden, it's $26 a single sheet for it. And it's just out of, I have a wife and kids, so that was out of the question. So, there are still people shooting with it, but it's just, that's just the aesthetic I'm looking for. I would actually love to, I had a Micro Four Thirds camera a little while ago, and I'd love to experiment because I feel like with the Micro Four Thirds, that mirror box is gone. So I can get the pin a little bit closer even. I wouldn't mind being about another 1/4 inch back, but then the mirror would hit the back of the pin. So I think I'm as back as far as I can with this one, but I'm gonna try on a Micro Four Thirds to see if I can just get it back a little smidge more. Yeah.
You mentioned you're taking pictures of the top polluters. Is that going to be on your website at some point?
It will be, yeah. The project's called 50 Miles. I've got the project descriptions almost done. There's another one on my website that I didn't have pictures of. The last one, have you guys seen Super Size Me? That movie, we went to a wedding in Kentucky, and I showed the kids Super Size Me on the way down and Waiting for Superman on the way up. And now they want to fly to weddings. They're like, Dad, don't do that again. But I started, and that I use the ring light for. There's a project on my website. I wonder if we can get to it. Will it just pop up?
What was the name? 50 Miles?
50 Miles is what it's called because it's a 50-mile circle. But this one is called Fast Foods. And I photographed all the ridiculous foods that we eat. Fast Foods. So I use a ring light, really stark, just to make the foods look as ridiculous as possible.
Hey, look, as artificial as they are when we eat it.
I know. Yeah, that's the goober. That's that peanut butter and jelly mixed together. And don't eat that because if you leave it out on the counter, the jelly, like normal jelly, if you leave it on, if you have kids, you'll totally know what I'm talking about. If you leave jelly on the counter in the morning, it's like whiter and stickier. Goober doesn't change. It the jelly is so whatever they have to do to make it. Yeah, it's not right. See if we can go full frame. This is my website's a flash website, so when you go into it with a non-flash, oh crap, it emulates. It runs this background one that's a little more. Not quite as user friendly. cheese. Yeah, this is a lot of these items. There's nothing. You look at the label, what's in them. There's like nothing in them worth eating. That's spray cheese. Looking straight down on it.
Pressurized cheese. Okay.
Yeah, it's pressurized cheese. That's a can of Cheese Whiz. Looking straight down on it. Oh my God, the hot dog you don't want to see. Well, we had lunch already. Okay, this is not a hot dog. And this is a weird story too. So this is when you go into 7-Eleven. I've been shooting these things in 7-Eleven for years. Every time I go in, I just use my phone. This is the rolling cheeseburger. So it's a cheeseburger that rolls on the hot dog wheelie thing that has grease on it. So I go down to 7-Eleven. I buy this. I come back. I shoot it. I put it down. I get all my set, ring light set up. And it looked a little flat, so I put some glycerin on it to keep the grease up. It was probably in the studio for 45 minutes. I go and I did this at school. So I go in and give this to the cage worker jokingly. She ate it, and she said, "Oh my God, that was so good. And if I was drunk, it probably would have been the best thing I ever had." It was vile. It was just stuff like this. This is an interesting. It was good for I think a year and a half without refrigeration. The end bit on Super Size Me, you have to go in the liner notes in the special features. They take a cheeseburger, they take one of everything on the McDonald's menu and the neighborhood hamburger and fries, and they tape them into a terrarium bucket, and everything starts breaking down. Of course, the mom and pop one is dead in I think a week. It got all nasty and overgrown. And at the end of the deal, I want to say it was 10 weeks or 16 weeks, the French fries at McDonald's never changed. And if you think about it, if you have kids, you can go look under the seat, and there's French fries under there that haven't rotted. They're the exact same shape, and you think you're eating that. So ever since I saw that movie, I have not eaten a McDonald's French fry. I will occasionally eat a Egg McMuffin, but so at the end, and I've got an email that I have not sent yet. I'm going to send. I've got stuff to go out for more information. I've got a email that I'm going to send. What's the director of Super Size Me's name? He does 30 Days. He did Searching for Obama. God, he's got a really funny name too. Unique. I can't remember, but I've got an email I'm going to send him to hopefully he'll see it and go, "Oh, cool. Let me talk about your cool project on my website," because he has millions of people. Also, another one is King Corn. I forgot about that. That's another indie doc that was made about high fructose corn syrup, which is in everything and will also kill you if you eat it. It is in everything you eat.
So what was that green thing?
Oh, that's those snowball. I did eat that. It was gross, but I ate it. I was hungry. It was sugary. It was like 4:30 in the afternoon. It's a those like snowballs. That was a one for St. Patrick's Day. So it's like it's like cream chocolate cakey material with cream inside, covered in marshmallow, rolled in coconut, and then colored for nothing good out of it.
You made it though.
I did.
You did.
I washed it down with coffee. It was a little dry. But any other questions? Excellent. Well, thank you very much for having me. And really enjoyed the opportunity.